Hi everyone, it's Catherine here, and today I'm going to do a finished jewellery update for the Bargain Bead box for September and October. Yes, I know it's a bit late. I've struggled with these two. I don't know why I struggled with the September one. I kind of understand why I struggled with the October one. I found it quite intimidating, the colours, because they just didn't jive. The October one, it was just really strange colour selection. So I understand that one, but September's maybe not so much. I don't understand, but I just didn't get it with this one. So, but anyway, this is what I've got left. As you can see, I have actually got quite a bit left. I have used more or less something of all of them. Obviously, I didn't use that pendant. I didn't use this one. Mine was a really murky green. Even my fancy Jasper, most of it was green and brown. I didn't really have any major really nice colours in there. I did the rondelles, but I didn't actually make anything with them. Yeah, so I kind of mixed them up. I think some of the September is in with the October and the October is in with the September. So just a bit of a mixture. I think I made about 7 sets, I think. I know you can normally make that sort of amount with each one. But I failed miserably this time. I just didn't get inspiration to do any of them. I kept going away and coming back, going away and coming back. And in the end, I just thought there's no point in just making stuff for the sake of it. Make it because you like it. So that's why I've gone with it for the last 2 months anyway, with the Bargain Bead box. So anyway, I'll show you what I made. First set that I've made, I thought I'd get this one out of the way first because this is the one I actually done the tutorial on. This is the one where I used the polygon slate green iris crystals, the green iris rondelles, the metallic blue rondelles, and the green iris bicones. You can see them. I'll bring a bit closer. And all I did with these are just head pins and a couple of eye pins, all hooked together through the whole of the eye pin and head pins. Added it and connected it to this, and then at this side I've gone up with the bicones, the polygon beads, and the rondelles, and just a couple of spacers. So basically how I've done these is just followed it through up there the same way there. And also I actually put my own lobster clasp on this one, put an extender chain. Oops, got it all twisted. I just made a little dangle there on the ends. So most of you have seen that anyway already, so I won't go into great detail with that one. So then I also decided to make some earrings to follow on and match with the necklace. If I move that out of the way a little bit. My camera is kind of fighting to focus, and I don't think it helps because these are black. Someone suggested that I cover these, and that was a really good idea because when I got them they were really quite scratched. So I think I might buy some velvety material or something, or even maybe an old t-shirt or something that I've got, or a shirt, and cover them, and that might work better. So these basically are just the same pattern as what I've actually used on the necklace. I'll take one off, you might be able to see them a bit better, not on that. Yeah, it's just the same pattern really. I didn't put any of the green iris rondelles on there. I used the polygon beads because I had more of them left, and the bicones and the metallic blue just for that pop of colour. So I made them to go with it, and of course, me being me, I do try and make 3-piece sets. I then went and made a bracelet to go along with that. Let's have a look. So again, this is what I've done. I used the Green Iris rondelles, just put them on eye pins. I connected them with jump rings, 3mm jump rings. Sorry, my camera's focus. And just went along like that. And then here I used the polygon and the bicones, and because it was just a bit too long when I used the polygon beads, I just used 2 bicones here and used my own lobster clasp and jump ring and just made an extension chain with a dangle. So yeah, so that was the first set I made. I really like that one actually, this one. It's really quite pretty. It's very dainty and delicate. I like dainty and delicate. Okay, I'm just getting on for my next piece. Let me just get set up and get it all set up for the next one. The second set I made was this 3-strand necklace. I used the curved chain, crackle agate beads, as you can see here, with the bead caps, and I used the bicone. Now I think these are the Peach Jade Magma bicones. I like the 2 tones. I like the difference in the colours. The copper round spacers, I just attached them to a jump ring, made a link, because I found that if I tried to attach them straight to the link with the jump ring, it just didn't lay very nice at all. So I then used the tree links on both sides there, and then if I just turn it around, I used the bamboo toggle clasp. I don't normally use toggle clasp for necklaces, but as this is the length I wanted it, I did actually use it. I tend to use toggle clasp mainly for bracelets. So yeah, so there was that one, and that was using them crackle agate beads. Now, out of all the ones I've made this time around, I think this is probably one of my favourites. I did use a bright one in the middle, and then I used the more muted colour along here. And I think that's why I like it. I don't like bright, bold colours on jewellery for myself. But this one I actually do quite like. I think it needed that little pop there, just to give it that little something. So that was that one. And then really using the same beads. And again, I used the bamboo toggle clasp. I then made a 3-strand bracelet. The same design, I just followed the same design with the crackle agate beads. And I don't mind the brighter colours for a bracelet. I don't mind that, but I don't particularly like it for a necklace. So that's why I separated these ones out and put them actually on here. And just follow the same pattern that's on the necklace and just put the curved chain on the side. It actually does look pretty cool on. Yeah, so it's really, I quite like it anyway. But yeah, so that was a necklace that went with it. And then obviously I'd used all the crackle agate, so I then made just some simple earrings. I'm just trying to see if I can find something to put them on so you can see them just that little bit better. I'm not very organised on this one. Yes, so if I pop them in here, you should be able to see them a bit better. Yeah, so I just used the links, the tree links, and just used the bicones and the spacers and just put them on ear wires. Just simple earrings to go with it. I possibly could have put some of the agate, but my ones I got were very bright. The smaller size were very bright, and I didn't feel that I could actually put them on there. I just thought it just wouldn't work. So, but yeah, so that was the second set I made. Oops. And I'll just get myself set up and ready for the next one. I used the carnelian, it is carnelian, isn't it? Which were these ones here. I picked the lighter shade out because obviously these were so dark, so I wanted the lighter at the bottom and the dark. The agate, this is, I think it's the dyed agate, and the medallion links here, and the bumpy spacers. That's all I did, just put it on beading wire, just beaded up, put the links on, and then I didn't want to go straight into the chain. I just wanted to give it a little something there. So I used a couple of the bumpy spacers and a spacer bead, silver spacer bead, attached them with 3mm jump rings, and I used the chain, obviously, that was in the box, and the toggle clasp. Again, I used a toggle clasp because it was at the length that I actually wanted it to be at. So here's a closer look at it. Again, I quite like this one. The colours, it's like I said, the colours to me just didn't jive. And if you notice, the ones that I've made, I haven't mixed colours that much. I don't know whether it's because I just can't see to use another colour with it. Which is quite unusual because I'm actually a qualified hairdresser and we have to obviously use the colour wheel to actually do hair dye and stuff. But this just really stumped me, this box with the colours. I love the beads, don't get me wrong, I just couldn't get the colours to work. I don't like that's run the wrong way, but there you go. Yeah, so that was that one. It looks like that's round the wrong way, but it's not. It's just not lying very well. I'll have to, maybe it is round the wrong way. I will have to have another look at that. So then next, I just basically again copied the pattern and just made a single strand bracelet using the agate, the cornelian, and the bumpy spacers, and the double clasp. I've got a different setup for my camera, and I'm finding I'm looking in the camera and not at what I'm doing, and it's making me get it all out of focus and sync. So I do apologise, it is my first time using this setup. Hopefully it will improve. So yeah, and I love these, I really do love them. So I really love the colours. This is why it's so frustrating to me that I just couldn't seem to make them work. And then I just decided to make some really long earrings using basically exactly the same beads, the cornelian and the dyed agate and the bumpy spacers. So that was the third set that I made. Bear with me and I will go and set up for the fourth. Okay, so to the fourth set. This one, I think, is it called a Y necklace? I just used the coin beads in the blue iris. I used the fancy bicone spacers and just the plain spacers, and that was a denim coloured rondelle, I believe that one was. So I just made a dangle, used one of my own closed rings, and obviously use the chain as well. That one's just simple, just a nice simple necklace. And then it's a long necklace, and this one I just used the fancy bicone to make a dangle, and I put an extender chain on it and used my own lobster clasp because it is long, but it can be made longer with the extension on it. So this one I really like as well. It looks, I have worn this and it looks really nice. I wore an all just a black dress, and this just hung down and just give it a bit of colour. So that one was really pretty. And then I just made some earrings following the same pattern as the dangle to go with it. Pretty simple this month, haven't they? I don't think I've been very imaginative this month. Now, I will say, with these fancy bicone spacers, you probably can't see it on here, they were very rough. All along the edge, it's white, where they've not been smoothed, and they're actually quite sharp, and I actually did cut my finger on them when I picked them up. So I must say I was not impressed. I don't know if you can't see it here. I don't know if anyone else's was like this, but they were quite sharp and I did cut my finger. So please be aware that it could happen because they are sharp. So, but that was the, was it the fifth set? I think it might have been the fifth set actually. So, yeah, and I'll just set up ready for the next one. Okay, we are now on the fifth set. And this one, as you'll see, I've used coriander chain. It's actually a really long necklace. I've used the bumpy spacers, my own bail. I have used the chandelier components. Now, I only got 3 of these components, and my list said I should have got 4, but I did only get 3, which is fine. And I used the bumpy spacers and the garnet. And I loved this garnet. I think it's absolutely gorgeous. Now, I didn't have enough of the garnet in the 3mm, so I had some 4mm rondelles in a very, very similar colour, just glass rondelles. So that's what I used. Look at the sparkle on that. That's beautiful, isn't it? Absolutely lovely. And then I just put a little bead to dangle in the middle. Just a really simple one, which I actually, again, really like. It is really long. I have used my own lobster clasp, and of course I've made a dangle with an extension chain to go on the end. Probably doesn't need the extension chain because it is long. However, I just like to put them on. I just think it finishes the jewellery off. If you have something like that on it, I just think they look really nice. So again, that's a nice simple one. And then I made, oh, where are they? Here we go. And this is the reason why I didn't have enough, because I then went ahead and made, using the other 2 chandelier components, again, a repeat of the actual pendant. And these I've put on board earring findings, not the fish hooks, because they were quite long anyway, and I had to use 2 jump rings to make them lay right, but I still think they look really nice. Again, I've just copied the pattern, and I just think I love these garnet beads. I think they're absolutely gorgeous. The sparkle on them is just absolutely stunning. I just think they're absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, so that was the earrings. Now with the bracelet, I was just playing because I couldn't get the 3mm beads on beading wire, or actually no, that's a lie. I could get them on beading wire, couldn't get them on elastic cord, and I did struggle with some of the head pins that I had. So I just went ahead and just made just a simple bracelet. I used tube beads, spacers, the 4mm spacers. Now this bit is elastic, and this bit I've done on beading wire. Now these, obviously, rondelles, the bigger ones, the silver and the red ones, are my own, because I didn't get any big ones in that. So really I just played, because I've never made a part stretch bracelet before. I can't say I feel confident that it will stay together, but who knows, it might do, I don't know. But this one was just an experiment, because I've never made one like this before, and I've never used the tube beads either. But it actually feels quite nice on the wrist. I was actually pleasantly surprised. And I used obviously the spacers, the garnet. I really love that garnet. I can't keep saying that, I've got to stop saying that, but I really do love that garnet. So that was the 5th set that I made, and I will just go and set up for the next one. Okay, the 6th set I made is this, again using coriander chain. I've used the maple leaves, as you can see, I've used the maple leaves the fancy bicones, the bumpy spacers, the normal just round 4mm spacers, the big component, and obviously I've attached it just with a fancy bicone, and I just put a fancy bicone in the middle there. I just felt I wanted to put one of them, but I just didn't think it looked right in there. Just thought with it there and there, it just didn't, to me, didn't look right. And all I did was attach the coriander chain there, put this maple leaf in the middle, and just basically alternated the chain there. Again, this is a really long one. I'll just turn it around, and I use one of the fancy bicone spacers as the link. I've just done a wide wrap link on the extension chain. Again, probably didn't need it. It's just me. It's just that I like to put them on there. I just think it makes it look nice. It's a little closer look for you. Like that. Yeah, so yeah, I just thought this one was, again, quite cute. I've gone for quite plain and cute, really, I think, this time. And then, to go with it, I followed the pattern again. I used coriander chain and put crimp bead and a culotte up the top. I used the maple leaf beads, plain spacer, fancy bicones, bumpy spacer, and a fancy bicone. And I thought they went quite well with it. And also, just a bit different, I made a coriander bracelet. Now, but this is not, I've put it on, again, using all the same beads. The only difference is, actually, I think I did use it in, no, I didn't. I've used these leaf spacers in this one as well. Now, they are not joined together. They move about, and that's what I like about it. And this is a clasp from a previous bargain bead box that I had left over. So I've used that. Yeah, I've just put it all on a bit of coriander chain and just beaded up the chain, and less space for them to just move about. So again, I quite like this one as a wrap bracelet. Oh, I'm trying to take it off. Let's move it. I'm not sure I like when my camera's set up. You have to let me know how you think it is. So yeah, there's a look at it, all moving about like that. So I've used the fancy bicones, normal spacers, maple leaf, and the leaf spacers. Yeah, so 2 wrap bracelet, if that makes sense. Yeah, so there is that one. And then I've got one more set, so give me a minute and I will be back with that. Okay, and for the final set, I made a bracelet. It's a memory wire bracelet. Now, my memory wire is absolute rubbish, so I do actually need to order a better quality memory wire, because it doesn't spring back, not very well at all. So I'm not overly impressed with it. But what I did, I used the matte striped magma AB beads and the peach jade magma and the bumpy spacers, and this is like an extendable one. So yeah, it doesn't spring back. The memory wire is actually really poor quality. So I keep moaning about memory wire, and I just need to go ahead and bite the bullet and just go and buy some decent memory wire. So yeah, because I don't want that to move about quite so much, but the reason being is because it doesn't spring back properly. So, but that's what I try to make anyway. Was that. And then I brought some big hoops. So I then decided I was going to follow the same pattern that was on the memory wire, the magma beads, and I actually quite like them ones as well. So use the bicones, bumpy spacers, the matte magna stripe beads, and these are some findings, earring findings I got off of, I think it was AliExpress. I think I got them. They were really quite cheap, quite reasonable. So yeah, so that was the final set of the 7 that I made. Now I'm going to show you a couple of experiments that I've done while I've got you. Now with the fancy Jasper, because most of them were brown and blue, I've never done macrame before, so I thought I'm going to make my brother a bracelet because he wears jewellery, and this is my first attempt at macrame, so I thought it was quite therapeutic actually. I was quite pleasantly surprised. Obviously I need to finish it off because I've not glued it, but I just used some, I think it was 2mm leather, and then this was, I can't remember what size leather this was, but yeah, I found it really quite therapeutic. I was pleasantly surprised, and I thought it turned out quite nice, and that was using the fancy Jasper. So it's a man's bracelet, can give it to my brother for Christmas. So yeah, that was one. And then if some of you know, I really would like to be able to do wire work. Now I have discovered that I am really heavy-handed, and don't think I'm actually going to be able to do it. Now this is a practice piece, and I used the big leaf pendant, and I think it was Cheryl, I can't remember what her surname is, but she does have a YouTube channel, and I was just trying to follow her with what she had actually done. Some of it's not actually too bad, but I'm just really finding that I'm heavy-handed, so it's going to really take some doing, I think, for me to be able to do it. And I tried to make some earrings as well. I don't actually have much in this colour copper, so that's why I've got no chain in that colour, and I have no ear wires in that colour. I could attempt to make some, but as you can see, I keep moving this and focus keeps going in and out, and I do apologise. I've actually squashed the end of this to death. It's mullered. It's absolutely mullered. I feel so sorry for it. But I don't want to take them apart because I think they look so cute. What do you think? Do you think they look really cute? I do. I think they look really cute. I'm going to have to take them apart and redo them. But I think this is, with wire work, I think it must take years to do it, because to become so good. I mean, some of the stuff that they come up with, you see on YouTube, you think, my God, they are so talented. But I give it a go. I'm not disappointed with this. I'm disappointed with this. But what do you think? I'm going to keep going. I'm going to keep giving it a go and see how we get on. You never know. I might come up with something that looks really nice. I do actually like this, and I'm going to keep it as it is, and I will get a chain to put on it. The earrings I do need to take apart though, because they are slightly squashed. But anyway, yeah, that's my actual finished jewellery update for September and October bargain bead box. I haven't made an awful lot, but I've made what I wanted to make. I didn't make a load of stuff just for the sake of making it. So anyway, I'd love to hear your comments below, and basically just thank you so much for watching. Thank you very much for all my subscribers and the kind words and encouragement that I get from you each time I post a video. It really is appreciated, and hopefully I can come up with another video, and hopefully the next bargain bead box I'll have more inspiration. And I have seen some of the unboxings, obviously, because we don't get it here in the UK for probably 2 weeks into sometimes 3 weeks after you lot do. So in the US, so hopefully I have more inspiration. Kind of looking forward to seeing the colour. I'm not a tassel person, I will say, so it should be interesting to see what I come up with. Anyway, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you like and subscribe, and hopefully I will see you next time. Thank you. Bye.